And on those lots that are for sale, I have,
How's that, Dennis? Perfect, good. That's what I like to hear.
maybe I gave him the wrong phone number. Nope, he's got the number. We're waiting to see if we can get another director to call in. He's out of town. One's in Tulsa, one's in Laramie, I guess. Laredo, that town too. He gets around. Laramie, Laredo. Starts with an L. That place in Texas.
Well, he's got his phone on.
Okay. Well, welcome you all tonight. I'm Patrick Tucker, your president, UKA. We are short a director, so we can't conduct any formal business. We can't take votes, but we'll transition this into a town hall and we'll go over the stuff that's on the agenda. And you'll have every opportunity to speak and do everything that you folks would normally do. And then we'll take all that into consideration. Our third director is on the phone, so he can hear us. And he's also able to watch us on YouTube. Do
you want me to stop the recording?
He's driving.
No, it's okay. We can record this too. It's called evidence. All righty. Well, it's never a bad time to pray. So if you take off your caps, please. Heavenly Father, as we begin this meeting, we pause to remember those around the world who are experiencing conflict, loss, and uncertainty, particularly in the Middle East. We pray for peace where there is violence.
That could be Randy.
Hi, Randy, we're praying. We pray for peace where there's violence, wisdom where there's division, and protection for innocent people caught in the midst of turmoil. Grant comfort to those who suffer, guidance to the leaders seeking resolution, and hope for a future marked by understanding rather than conflict. As we turn to the work before us tonight, grant this board wisdom, fairness, and patience so that our decisions serve our community well. Amen. And if you please rise and join me in a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you, Randy, for joining us. Are you there, Randy? Okay, let me turn the volume up here. Okay. I can barely hear you, but if I want to talk to you, I'll listen closer. Otherwise, I'll just ignore you. All right. Well, I do get to start the meeting. So now we have a quorum and call the meeting to order. The Lakeway Owners Association, March 10th, 6 p.m., designated place and time. We got the call to order, prayer, pledge allegiance, rules of the quorum. If you cause a problem, you'll be asked to leave. If you don't leave, we'll suspend the meeting until the deputies get here and remove you. You will not be invited back. All righty. I don't think we'll have any problem. You all look like nice people.
Is that a promise?
You all look like nice people. Have the directors all had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to
Approved minutes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Got it.
All right, now I'll move into just some comments. Our new website is up and running, www.lakewaypoa.net. It's got a lot of information on there. You have links to all of our prior meetings, so there never has to be a question about minutes anymore. If you don't remember what was said or how it was said or who said it, you can go back and watch the video. There's also, I want to point out at the bottom of the homepage, a tip line set up between us and the sheriff. If you turn in an anonymous tip, and it can be anonymous, and it results in the arrest and conviction of anybody in this subdivision, they will get a reward. Okay? So we're going to start getting a handle on some of the theft, petty property theft crimes that are going on. Fortunately, we don't have any violent crimes. It's mostly just misfits looking for something to do in the middle of the night. All right. That takes care of the minutes. There is a treasurer's report. Anybody who doesn't have these documents, they're up on the counter. You're welcome to review them, and at the end of towards the end of the meeting, we'll have a period where you can ask questions about it. Randy and Dennis, did you have a chance to review the treasurer's report and have any questions? Okay, Al, did you have anything? All right. I have a resolution to accept the treasurer's report. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion. I second.
Okay, motion made second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next on the agenda is Architectural Control Committee report. And for that, we'll go to Jeffrey. What do you got for us this month?
This month we had 7 complaints. 3 did not involve a violation, as we can only address violations strictly adhering to our restrictions. 4 found violations, and they were passed to the board for action. We had 3 new house permits for complete homes, and these are, as many of you know, over on Dogwood, lot 1, 2, and 3 in Section F, where the 903 folks are building 4 new houses over there. And we had two resale certificates. So things are not as busy as we'd like them, but we're getting people in here. We're getting lots of inquiries about purchasing property, and you know, a lot of property is being bought and reclamated. And that's all I have.
All right,
I have a question for Jeffrey.
go ahead.
Where can I find the form for complaints?
The form for complaints should be right up there in that
The mailbox by the door.
top. Yeah, mailbox by the
On the
door.
website too?
The complaint, I don't know, is it on there yet?
It's not on there yet, but I'm
No.
sure it will be soon.
Okay.
All right, very good. Now, Randy and Dennis, Al, do you want to handle these complaints in executive session at a later date, or what's your druthers on that? We've got 3 or 4 that I can write a letter, send it certified, demanding action. We can try to do it more informally, although these people have pretty much ignored me. Any thoughts? Al?
You probably need to sign a letter first,
Oh, yeah.
and that way we'll have evidence that we did, try to address the problem. If they ignore the certified letter, then you can call me, try to get them in here.
Okay, the nature of these complaints have basically been focused on trash and debris in the yard. Everything from cars, boats, washing machines, down to just trash thrown out the window. Okay? We have one that has already had 2 certified letters, and there has been slight compliance. I would ask that I have permission to go to the JP court and have them brought in for injunctive relief. And the way that would work is we would send them, I would go to the JP court and fill out a complaint. The constable would serve the individual with a notice to appear at a court trial. And this person would have to explain why they refused to clean their yard up. And the judge will order her to clean it up or give us leave to go in there with a crew and clean it up, charge the resident for the cost of that. And if they don't pay the bill, then they get an invoice. If they don't pay the invoice, then they get a lien. If they don't pay the lien, I go back and have the property foreclosed on. So I guess what I'm hearing is 4 of these, I'll go ahead and write certified letters to, putting them on notice. What do you want to do about the 5th one that just, they had 30 days and then I gave them an additional 15 days because they did try to do they did try. And then I gave them another 15 days. That's now expired also, and it's still more trash in their yard than we would like to see. It looks like they basically just piled it up and then moved the piles around. So, Randy, what do you think? Okay, Randy says move forward on it. Dennis, what do you want? What do you think?
I guess the question I'd ask is, do you believe they're trying to deal in good faith, or are they basically just kind of stonewalling us?
I think they're just stonewalling us. They've been in the community for, their grandparents were one of the first ones here, 30, 40 years, and they're just used to the board not ever doing anything. So they think, well, we'll just continue not to do anything.
Okay, well, I would agree with Randy then, if that is the case. I mean, if they're trying their dangest to do it, I'd like to know why they can't succeed. And I know we said that we would help people if we could in any way, although it wouldn't cost anybody any money from our end, as they say. But if that's the case, I'm fine with the letter.
Yeah, I've made numerous outreaches to people that know the owner and have offered our dumpster, which is free right now. And it's just a matter of putting the stuff in the back of a truck and taking it and dumping it in our dumpster, and they refuse to even do that.
Okay,
Al?
fine with the letter.
Okay. Well, the next step would be the JP court. I've already sent 2 letters.
Okay.
Okay. All righty. Can I get a motion to take JP action on this outstanding ACC complaint in violation of our restrictions?
A motion?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's 4-0. All right, thank you. We can only do so much. The dumpster's sitting there. It's been filled twice. It's empty again. And there's no reason why they couldn't help us out, just clean up their property. And that's and also that was initiated by a complaint from a neighbor. So it wasn't something that we looked to do. All right, now probably the thing that some of you are here for is we have found that we own anywhere from 13 to 17 properties here in the subdivision. I've confirmed that at least 13, and 8 of them we're going to hold on to because we use them. They represent the building, the maintenance yard, entrance to the park, those type of places. That leaves us with 6 lots that we own, and nothing's been done with it. It's just an overgrown vacant lots in every instance. And one of them is the park in section C, which does have waterfront. Now that park, it's used by some people, I understand, but some of the neighbors adjacent to it that have been taking care of it have asked to buy it. So, and they're the only ones I'm aware of that use it. So we had this on the agenda for last month, and you folks wanted to think about it and look it over a little bit. What are some of your thoughts? I'll go to Dennis first.
Well, I appreciate the individuals looking after the chunk parcel of land, keeping the grass cut and everything, but I think that, to me, we probably want to get rid of it. It should go to everybody in the AOA to put a bid on. Like, we shouldn't select individual people, in my humble opinion.
Okay, I got you. Al, what do you think?
I agree.
Randy, do you have a input on this? Okay. And you folks have either looked on the website or you're aware of what lots we're talking about?
Yes.
Correct, that's it. Then there's. Yeah, I think so too. And the other, there's two more, there's 3 in C, I'm sorry, yeah, 3 in C and 2 in F. And 1 in A. I guess
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The lakefront lot, if I may say, is that not part of a water, kind of stream, if I may say, for overflow water?
Yes, it is. It's the major drainage for that side of the highway. Anybody who bought it, and that's a good point, Dennis, anybody who bought it would have to hire a civil engineer company to evaluate the usefulness or the purpose that it could be used for, and would have to have a plan on how to take care of that water. And the Lake Authority would also be involved. And so any bidder would have to have due diligence on how that's going to be of use to them. In the resolution that I've drawn up for the sale of these properties, I very clearly made it known that it's as is, where is, and we make no warranty as to the use.
So we're leaving it open as to the use, so the purchaser can do whatever he wants with the chunk of property, is that what you're saying?
That's correct. And the folks that have shown an interest in it, all they want to do is leave it as a park for their children. So maybe that's the best use for it, but it's worth some money that could go into roads. Al, what do you think about these properties?
So,
I'm amazed that we had these properties and we haven't sold them already for money. I mean, if you add it up, it's over $50,000. Buy a lot of rock, put a couple culverts in. All righty. Does the audience have any questions? I'm sure that some of you are more interested in this than any other item on the agenda. I'll entertain any questions that you might have.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
just a quick one. These properties that are for sale, are that, I heard there was some kind of big easement that runs through here. You can't, like a gas line or something. I don't know what kind of.
Yeah.
I can address that. There is an easement. Exxon Corporation, before the beginning of the development, had an easement they have 2 5-acre parcels within our subdivision that are not part of our subdivision. And I can only expect, Dennis probably knows better than I do, but they're for possible future exploration or that must be the only reason for it. And to be able to get their product and trucks in and out, they have an easement that cuts through to the main highway, so to give them access to those parcels. And no house, building, structure, anything can be placed on it without written permission. And none of these properties are in those easements.
That's right, that was my next thing, is if any of these were affected by that.
No, they're not. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Now, on these properties, I know there's a bidding process. Within that, where is, as is, are y'all allotting time for, like, if I was to bid on one, for me to purchase at my expense a survey to make sure there's not an encroachment of a neighbor and other due diligence like that, and make sure that it is septic worthy, and, because I believe, don't you have to have 2 lots now in order to acquire, with the new statutes of building, to put a septic system and aerobic system in? I don't think 1 lot's enough.
Right, you have to have, I think it's 75 by 100 or something like that. I'm not
Correct.
sure.
So some of the single lots aren't buildable unless you can acquire the one next to it. From what I gathered with some of the new, the old laws, the old regime, you could put a septic on, just about anything. But now I think they're requiring a little bit more room.
Well, anybody who bids on it would be very wise to consult the Smith County Environmental Services.
Right.
And make sure that what they have in mind for the property is suitable. I suspect some of these properties, as a matter of fact, I know some of these properties will be bid on by the people adjacent to them.
Well, you can still make it work, but you'd have to go with a aerobic system.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But even the aerobic system, they're requiring so much for the spray field or depending on the size.
Right.
But my question is when you submit your bid, how long do you have time to do your due diligence? I know it would be before, like I could submit a sealed bid today. How much time do I have to do that at my expense?
I was wondering about that myself. How much time should we give folks to do their due diligence, get some money together, call grandpa and grandma and ask, $400 to put a down payment, that type of thing. What do you think is enough time?
Well, now, I know this sounds kind of odd. I think y'all need to have something in play because if I was to back out, I need to have some skin in the game for holding your property up so, I know it sounds a little silly, but it seems like y'all should have a non-refundable earnest money or portion of the bid that if you say, hey, my name is Brad, by the way. Hey, Brad, you won the bid. Okay, great. But I found this, and this wrong with it. It no longer works for me. Like at what point, there needs to be a little skin in the game on my end so y'all know I'm serious
Right.
and not just tying up your property. But at the same time, if it doesn't work out or Smith County says, hey, we can't build here, or if somebody tries to get that waterfront lot and it just doesn't quite work out, the bidder needs to have skin in the game to not waste y'all's time as well. So I didn't know if y'all thought that far ahead, because it sounds like y'all might have more lots for sale in the future. So,
Okay, well, Brad, in number 2, bid procedures. Bids shall be submitted in writing in accordance with the procedures established by the board and shall include an earnest money deposit equal to 10% of bid.
correct.
So they will have 10% in the game.
But in this, it doesn't say, typically earnest money goes back to the buyer if it doesn't meet certain, I know it is as is where is, but if it was unbuilt,
Okay, well, I understand.
you get what I'm saying?
Almost like a penalty.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I'm not real big on penalties.
Well, at the same time, if you're gonna play big boy ball, you got to step up to the plate. It's not a penalty; it's cost of doing business.
So you would think that people that want to submit a bid would have to put non-refundable money in just to place the bid?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts? Oh, okay.
A question.
Yes, ma'am.
In regard to 4 little tiny lots on Dogwood Trail that are building the 4 homes,
Uh-huh.
do they each have a septic tank on there? Because they seem.
You can no longer put septic tanks
I'm
in.
sorry?
You can no longer put septic tanks in. But they each one of those lots has their own, it's not the aerobic, it's the weepy systems where you run that's part of their approval process is they gave us, surveyed lots, where the house was, and then in there, they had their septic people, put where those septic lines. The traditional septic tanks like you and I probably have, you can't install those. Those are no longer allowed by the state. The ones that, Brad?
Yes.
Brad was talking about the aerobic,
Right.
we don't have enough room on any of our lots to put those in. And so you have, it's a kind that weeps underneath the ground and, evaporates out the water.
So
And
essence, you're gonna be smelling something.
And
No.
I'll go ahead and add here that we're not in the septic business and we're not in the permitting business. So the bidder must ensure for themselves that whatever they plan on doing, they can do. And we're not going to represent to the public that we know how, we can approve this or we can approve that, or this is okay and that isn't okay. You got to figure that out for yourself.
I understand. I just want to say, after Brad's question of the size of the lots,
Do they have individual systems? Yes.
Yes.
So a 50 by 100 foot lot can have a septic system in our community.
Right.
Some
Not
type
the
of septic.
aerobic, not the
Well,
aerobic.
some type. We don't know
Right.
what type.
Right.
We're not in that
And the
business.
old
Right.
septic tanks are not even, will not even be approved by the state.
Lionel?
I can address that. The lots that, I have one of the houses right here,
Mhm.
it's 903 people. My house is 800 square feet, the one next to it is 950. And my lot is actually big, a little bit bigger than that one. And they're both 50 by 100. And it's like, it's got a drip system in it.
Yeah.
Septic, so that was approved, so if you're looking at building something around that size, I would say,
Right, yeah.
my house only has one bathroom, but the one next to it has two. So I would think that you should be able to do, if these lots are 50 by 100, like most of them are, the small lots, you should be able to do what you need to do.
The only time you run into a problem is if you got too close to the water.
Right.
You know, I think it's what, 525 feet
Yeah, the
out.
Lake Authority is
Yeah.
pretty strict about that.
Now, the Lake Authority approved mine, but I have 3 lots.
Right.
So you have to have a certain length of fill line and, it can get delicate.
Right, because I did a little research, the Parton property y'all have, the waterfront
Uh-huh.
one, it would probably be pretty difficult to build on that one. Just because of the septic, the water and
Well, you
where
have
it's
to go
at.
with a road period, if they're close to the water.
Well, you have to make sure that you hire the right people and ask the right questions. We're not those people.
Right.
So the HOA is for sale?
We don't have an HOA, and you
right?
know that, Brett.
Huh?
We don't have an HOA, and you know that.
Private Owners Association, for
Close.
sale as is, just to simplify everything, right?
Yes. They have to make sure that it is suitable for whatever they have in mind. And they have to live within our restrictions. The primary use of a lot is residential. So they have to look to see how a residential lot would fit in that particular place. And if it doesn't, then don't bid. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I just, we bought a house off of Pinot, and right next to our house is 3 abandoned lots. And they are overgrown with weeds and vines, and I've actually taken it upon myself to go clear some of that because the wildlife and the strays in these abandoned lots is bad, and they dig under fences and grab trash and drag it in there. So who would I address that to get those lots? Because we looked into who owned them and we kind of ran into dead ends.
Sure. A little off topic, but there's a complaint form up there. You fill out a complaint form, turn it into the ACC. We'll figure out who owns it. And you saw the process a little bit ago. We make sure that there is a violation and then we address it. So Brad?
So we submit our bids when? I know it says when can we submit bids? When are y'all open to submit bids? And
Well, that's kind of what we're deciding right now. We have a resolution this is the first time this has been done, I don't know, in how long, ever? Ever. So this is new territory for us. So we appreciate your input. My thought was that we give people until the next meeting. So if we pass this resolution, put these 6 lots on the block, that first of all, we go only to owners, current owners are the only ones who are allowed to bid in the first 30 days. If we don't find an acceptable bid, then we'll go to a realtor and have it listed. And that will go through the regular process. Did I answer your question somewhere in there? So we're deciding right now, but Randy and Dennis, what I'm thinking is Should we pass a resolution tonight to sell these lots and give people until the next board meeting to submit sealed bids? Okay, go ahead, Randy. No, we have, the board has authority to sell excess lots or lots that we pick up through sheriff's sale. We can sell what we have, and it's, you know, as long as we follow our fiduciary responsibilities to the betterment of everybody. Okay, he thinks it's a good idea. Anybody else, please? Sure.
I have a question. If the whole goal is to raise money for the community, if I was in the community, no disrespect to anybody, but if I wanted this lot, I'd say, hey, I'm gonna bid on this lot. Hey, you don't bid on this lot. I'm gonna try to get this lot. Wouldn't it seem better for the community as a whole if you had some new money coming into it and somebody being able to bid on the lot that wasn't? I know you're trying to keep it in-house and keep the family and keep all that aspect as well. I was just looking at trying to generate revenue for the roads, you get new fresh money in.
Well, we have a minimum bid, which will satisfy our responsibilities for handling the property properly. We, the folks that have lived here for decades, it was our belief that they should be given first opportunity at any sweetheart deals before we open it up to developers, investors, flippers,
Right.
those types of folks.
Right.
So the best ones will probably be bought up by people who live here, and I'm okay with that. Brad, I'll also mention to you that we have almost 300 lots that are going to be coming on the market over the course of the next 2 years. So if you have an appetite, I'm sure you'll find something to eat.
Well, I can buy one and then bid on these, but I was just looking, there's several out there to buy, so.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it's, these are just lots that we already had in our inventory, either through sheriff's sale or people donated them back to the POA, or that some prior boards went into the tax auctions and bought them. So that's how we acquired these, and they've just been sitting dormant for who knows. So any other questions? Okay, any suggestions or thoughts? I mean, we're here to listen. Okay, or yeah. What's the board's druthers? Pass the resolution, table it, talk some more about it?
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution.
Al has a motion to pass the resolution. Randy? Aye. Dennis?
Yeah, we're gonna work on a 30-day kind of window. Is that our plan? I wanna make sure we're clear on that.
I think probably what happens next is after we pass the resolution, then we'll come up with a bid announcement. I think is probably the proper term for it.
Okay, so from the bid announcement to closing of the bid, if I may say, we're gonna give away to 30 days.
My suggestion was 30 days, but any other thoughts about a longer time, shorter time?
No, I think 30 at mine.
Okay, 30 sounds to be the consensus. 30, okay. All right, so we'll amend the resolution to include a bid announcement with a 30-day period to accept bids. The bids will be in accordance with the resolution. I've had a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0. All right, so we got some properties for sale. Good. We'll raise some money and fix some more roads. Now,
Question is, kind of off topic real quick.
okay, off topic, go for it.
You said that the dumpster is still available?
Absolutely, until the end of this month, that
Okay, I
dumpster.
had seen the sign and the gate was closed.
Yeah, why
Look,
they
it
closed
been cleaned
early
up, so I didn't, but
Well,
I can still bring
Supposed to open till 5, right?
It was supposed to be open till 5, but it's kind of hard for me to ask a guy to stand out there in the rain.
Okay, I just saw, when I drove by, I saw the sign.
Nobody came all day long. I said, let's go ahead and get out of the rain.
Yeah, I went to town. After I talked to you, I had to go to town and come back and I piled that stuff in that car and I come down and it was locked. It was open when I drove by.
Yeah, it was, he left about 3 o'clock because it was
I got
starting to
about
rain.
about 3:05 when I rolled up 10 out.
If somebody really needs to, they can contact me and I'll be happy to go down. I'll come down from my house and I'll unlock it for you.
That's not the number on the door, obviously.
And you gotta know where I live. Oh, well. Okay, so that completes the agenda. Now I'll open up the floor to anybody who has any thoughts. I'd like to talk about raising the dues. In 2024, that board did a good job and they raised the dues, but there were some technical faults that killed the increase. I passed out a member information brief, which I think you all have, and it kind of lays out how we got where we're at. In 1976, these folks came up with a plan to sell a whole bunch of lots as fast as they could and get out of Dodge. And that's what they did. They didn't think about what's going to happen 50 years down the road. 50 years have gone by and we've only had one increase, and it was a marginal increase. If you check around other HOAs and POAs in Texas, we are probably the lowest. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't find anybody who's underneath us.
That's true.
And some places are 500 a month. Of course, they offer a lot of amenities that we don't offer at this time, but we want to get there. And the only way to get there and to have better roads and to have better enforcement of the ACC and do all the things that we want to do to have a nicer community, so we have to raise some dues. We have to raise our assessment. It's the only way that we can raise money other than what the association as a corporation is allowed to do. And we did some of that last month. We have a service for fees. If you need our crew to come out and cut your grass, or you want a vacation watch where somebody comes around and checks on your house a couple days a week, we can charge for that type of thing. But those are voluntary programs. People ask us to do that and they're willing to pay. The only mandatory assessment that we can throw on people and enforce it with the courts is the annual assessment. There's a formula for that, and it's explained in the handout that I gave. And it started out, if you owned a lot or 2 lots, it was $30 a year. And it hasn't changed much. Now it's $80 a year. I could only find, going through back 50 years of minutes and notes that I could dig out of the boxes. The only thing I found was one valid vote of the members to increase it, and that's how they got from 30 to 80. Since then, it's just been unprecedented. So I'm proposing, as I showed in here, we have 1,267 flats. Most of them have been allowed. Use low tennis, low battery. Okay, yeah, your phone is running out of power, so I just took Dean to a battery. So we have 1,267 lots, give or take 1 or 2, and 300 of, like I said, have been just basically abandoned, and nothing was ever done about that. Well, as I've mentioned in some of my prior meetings, I'm starting to take action. I've 53 lots represented by 32 owners were put on notice that they're heading towards foreclosure, and 5 immediately paid just with a letter. And the other 27 probably don't have the ability to pay. They're probably deceased and their family doesn't care. So we will go through the proper procedure and foreclose on those. Well, that's only 50. There's another 250 out there that are around and do know they owe assessments and just refuse to pay. And now that we've gotten the 24 and 25 debacle straightened out and the assessments have all been paid or all been billed properly, and we're back to where we should be, now collection efforts are going to start. Now, that doesn't really apply to anybody here. You guys all pay yours. That's fine. But we have people who just decide they're going to live here and not do anything. Or they're going to charge rents and collect the money and put nothing back into the community. So we can raise some money that way. But to have a ongoing method to properly maintain and improve this community, we need to increase the assessments. The last vote passed, they did raise the assessments, but there was some technical problems. And a lawyer said, no, you didn't cross that T, you didn't dot that I. So it was thrown out. Well, we fixed it. This increase will be done properly, and it'll be done fairly across the board. Everybody will have input. It's typically done at the annual members meeting. That's not a board meeting. That's a meeting when you folks get together, you elect us, and you act on anything that comes before the members. That's when I'm proposing that we do this increase. It's May 2nd, the first Saturday of May, and I'm not sure of the time, but I think it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And we will have a ballot that goes out that'll show anybody who wants to run for office and any other issues like an increase in assessments, maybe something else. So it rolls out my suggestion. This is just my suggestion, and I've discussed it with the board, but my suggestion is 360 for 1 or 2 lots. And I think it's spelled out in here exactly what it would go up to. 420 if you have 3 lots. 4 or more is 480. Now, the reason that people that own 10, 15, 20 lots got such a deal, it's in the restrictions. We can't change it. It's because the developers wanted to sell as many lots as fast as they could, and they didn't care about assessments down the road to run the place. So we're stuck with that formula. We can't change it. We cannot do a per lot fee.
And you gotta understand what he's saying. He said if you have 4 more lots, it's only $480 a year.
If you have 20 lots, it's $480 for all 20 lots. If you have 1 or 2, under my proposal, it'd be $360. If you have 3 lots, it's $420. Now that formula was come up with by the developers, and it's in our restrictions. We have to have 76% of all lot owners. That's 847 people say yes. We don't have 600 owners. So it almost have to be an unanimous decision, and it's very difficult to reach. So we're stuck with the formula. So I say let's live with it. And even $360 a year is not I don't think it's an hour. It's $30 a month, $1 a day, and you get to live in a wonderful community.
Well, that's for 3 lots.
No, that's for 2 lots. 1 or 2 lots is $360.
Yeah, it's got 4 lots.
Yeah, 3 lots is $420. 3 lots is $420. 4 lots is $480. So Dennis, do you have any thoughts about the amounts, or should we just try to rely on foreclosures? What's your opinion? And I'll ask Randy next.
Well, I think of it, cost. I mean, we have to vote on that rate as a community. And will be a bit of a shock for some here today. I support an increase. I'm just wondering, between some people in the community say, well, I'm fine with the increase, but what have you done for me? Now, we have fixed roads. That's some good stuff in my personal opinion. But have we done enough to help show the community that we're committed to this OAOE and we're gonna get it fixed up? Does that make sense?
That makes sense, and I understand that. Randy, what do you think? Hold on, Randy. Hold on. Okay, just repeat what you just said.
I don't have a problem with, raising the dues, I just mainly didn't know that it needs to do it for years. But, I would like to maybe between now and then, next meeting, at least, come up with a, you know, the right amount.
Okay.
So we're not, overcharging somebody right off the bat, you know, one from $80 to $380 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Al, what are your thoughts on this? You've been here a while, long time.
Well, I'm kind
Older
of
than
with,
dirt.
I'm kind of with Randy, but the 1 to 2 lots 360, 3 lots 420, then 4 lots or more is 480. That's going to be a problem, I think.
It was a problem not of my making.
Right.
It's what we were, it's the
Well,
bag
I
of,
understand the formula.
yeah, it's the bag of well-known stuff that we were handed, and that's what we got to live with.
Okay, well, this is something we can talk about a little bit more, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't up for a vote tonight. It's just for discussion with the folks, and we got to throw it out there. We have until the end of April to put something together for a ballot. Or not quite the end of April, the middle of April, we have to come up with something. If we're going to do it at the annual meeting, we can do it at any time by just noticing a special meeting for assessments and noticing everybody and giving them an opportunity to vote. So I'll open it up to the floor. 360, 420, 480. What do you folks think? Jeffrey?
Can we change the 480 or are we having to stay in a certain ratio?
We have to stay in those percentages. Originally it was $250 a month, $2.50 a month, $3.50 a month, and $5 a month. That ratio can't be changed. That's why the per lot didn't work, the $100 per lot, because it violated the formula. Regina, you had a question?
Yeah, I did. First of all, I would like to ask if you can transfer what Wendy and Dennis said to us, because I don't think many of us heard
Oh, I'm sorry.
what
Yeah.
they were saying.
Dennis, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Dennis, but Dennis's idea was that we need an increase. He's just not sure the amount that would be appropriate. Randy pretty much said the same thing. He mentioned that he's been trying to get the assessments raised for years. It's well overdue. And you heard what Al said. So it sounds like everybody's in agreement that we need to increase it. I mean, just inflation. That's where I got the number from. I got the old actuary table out and figured out for inflation, where would the dues be at if we just added, raised it every year according to inflation, and that's where that number came from. But that's just my number.
Why is the 2 lot so high compared to the other 2? You're almost paying for a lot and a half. You're paying 1.5 times for the second.
That's correct. It's not fair, it's not right, but it's how they sold the lots. Hey, buy 5 lots, you'll only have this much to pay every year. And that's what they did. And then the developers sold all the lots and went to Houston.
Oh, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, certain cases, some of these can't even be, there wouldn't be anything that you need to do for them if they're not accessible. If you got 2 lots, one's out front where you need roads and curbs and drainage ditches, but then down on the other side of the property, it's all your responsibility anyway.
All of our lots have road access.
Front road.
Road. I mean, all of our lots have a road going to them.
Yeah.
If you have a lot that's in behind yours and doesn't have a road, that's because it's woods behind that. It's supposed to be a road. I'm getting there.
Oh, I see.
We're going to cut some trees down and put some roads in that were dedicated but never used. So that could be a case in rare instances. I'd say probably less than 10 lots don't have a road. Randy, you have a road out in front of your place that I thought was your driveway, but it's actually our road.
Well, I really have to thank the people for that, because with the survey and the one that I had come out and look at it, told me otherwise, but just know they drew it in that paper map, doesn't make it right, but, you know, whatever we have to do, we have to do. That's all.
Good. I won't pave your driveway.
Okay, that's fine.
So we want to, do you want to try to get this done before the May annual meeting? Or do you want to just let it go and maybe see how the foreclosures run along?
Yeah, see how the foreclosures are along.
Al, what do you think? Okay, so we'll see how successful I can be on foreclosures. I have high hopes. I mean, it could raise $500,000, pave some roads. Brett?
Doesn't that money on the foreclosures, say I was a lot owner and I'm defunct and I'm behind on taxes and maintenance fee or HOA dues. Everything that the lot sells for over that has to go to through an escrow, and y'all can't spend it.
That's correct.
Okay, just so everybody, when people say, oh man, we sold all these lots. Well, you can only spend what you're owed, not what the overage is. In fact, you actually have to make an effort to return that money to them, or they have 2 years to claim that.
That's correct.
That excess
And
money.
there's also special requirements for homestead properties.
Right.
So yes, all that taken into account, it's still a whole bunch of money.
Right.
Just in current past due, just current from our last billing for 24 and 25, our accounts receivables is $72,000. So if I start getting on the phone and beating numbers and calling people saying, listen, you got to pay your assessment, because it's never been done before. No one's ever pushed the delinquent members to ever pay their dues. I would say in 50 years, maybe 50 liens have been placed on properties. Well, that's changing. Next week, I'm putting 27 liens on properties. Okay, so we'll get some action. Just like those 5 people, when they just heard what I was doing, they came down and paid. So we can do that. Anybody else have some thoughts about holding off on raising the assessment in favor of seeing how we can do on enforcement, collections?
I just want to say that if we raise it from 80 to 360, that we are not going to be able to get that approved. People are not going to vote for that. That kind of steep increase.
Okay. The way the voting would go is if we have a quorum at the members' meeting, and a quorum, depending on how you read it, it's either 60 or 127, a quorum, then it's 50% of the people at the meeting. So if 20 people show up, so if we have 60 people show up and 40 say yes, then everybody gets an assessment increase. So I'll handle the politics of it, but I have to have your direction on what you would like me to do. I can get something passed if I have a consensus from the directors and from you folks, what you would like. Said I have high hopes for the foreclosures, but that's not, yes, sir. Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, your phone is cutting in and out. Do you happen to move it? I can only hear about every third word.
No, you're right where you used to be and everything's the same.
Is it connected to Wi-Fi?
Sure, phone. We'll work on that, Dennis. I'll try to make every third word important. So while she works on that a little bit, I'll address and I'll go ahead and discuss this with you folks now. Before I go on, is there any questions about what we're thinking about here as far as let's hold off on raising the assessment in lieu of coming up with a better number? and also seeing how foreclosures go. Any thoughts on that?
I just had a quick question.
Sure.
So we propose and then it's passed, these dues are still due at the end of the year like they are?
It would go, if it was voted on before the new year, then it would go into effect with September 1st. Okay, any other questions?
I mean, could there be any different numbers as far as raising the dues?
Yes.
You know, because I think,
What do you think?
I mean, back then when we had this discussion a couple years ago, you know, most everybody was in favor and the votes showed that. Even that vote showed that we all are in favor of the increase. My concern is if we increase it from this to what you're proposing, that people are not gonna pull it off.
Okay, in
We need to
the
kind of gradually do that.
Right,
And then
I got you.
or something.
One of the things that I put in here, it says that if, it's into number 4. What I was gonna get at is, people can make payments, even now. It's required by law, Texas law requires us to accept payments and have a hardship plan for people that are really having a tough time. My foreclosure efforts on people that have just basically told us to go pound sand. Okay. However, anybody who comes into that office and says, can I pay this a month? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. And we are not going to take anybody's property or home away from them over $360. And if you own 4 or more lots, you can afford whatever we're charging. 3 lots, a little tougher. That's on the line. But yeah, people can also make payments. And somebody said to me, Patrick, if they can't afford $1 a day, maybe they need to go live somewhere else. There's something to be said for that. I don't know. I try to be a gentler, kinder type person. But there is an attitude out there that you got to pay to live someplace. Okay. And so we'll need this and we'll discuss it some more. Maybe some folks online or they're watching this on YouTube, or the folks here have a chance to think about this and talk to their neighbors. They can come to us and tell us what they think. That's why we're here. We're your representatives. Any more discussion on raising assessments? Randy?
No.
Okay, Al? Dennis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back. You back?
All right, good. Moving on to another issue, and it's not on the agenda, but it's in the open session. We have 2 visitors here who are interested in partnering with us to take lots that we acquire and either can't sell or maybe more monetarily advantageous to us to improve the lot and then sell it. And Robert and your partner there, Jackson, would you like to come up and tell us a little bit about what you have in mind as far as how you can help us put lots in a better position to sell, maybe the types of homes and what you have in mind?
Yes, sir.
Hello, folks. How y'all doing? Robert Persley, Jackson Walshak.
Okay, you're talking to them. We'll listen.
With Atlas here in Tyler. We've been here 40 plus years, actually 45 years. We do all kind of financing. Rent to own is one of those. We do regular financing as well, cash. I mean, but what we see here, we're going to kind of tour the lots or tour the property as well. But we could help improve with better homes. We do tiny homes, lots of tiny homes. We do them day in and day out. So Jackson's got some plans together. I'm gonna let him visit with you a little bit about the different ones real quick.
So he stopped by a little bit a while ago to kind of give us some ideas of roughly the sizes and stuff of like current properties, current size buildings, stuff like that. We do everything from small storage buildings like 8x8s up to bigger than 1,500 square feet. So we can do pretty much anything and everything. Especially with the lot sizes, so we're thinking about maybe 600-900 square feet. So especially some of these vacant lots, like you're mentioning, bringing some new money in, that would be a great way to get some of these vacant lots that come in. Kind of helping us figure out a way so we can actually get some new properties, new homes, new things on the property, kind of building up the community. And we've got, a myriad of options. We basically just did 3 of the more common ones we've done in the past that we have there. We didn't know how many people to hear, so we don't have 4 copies. But obviously, if you guys want to, I got some cards and stuff, and then we can pass those out. If you guys want to get some designs for yourself or neighbors or friends, family that you might think that might want you to come into the neighborhood, we got tons and tons of options that we can do for you guys. And then, basically just starting the process, kind of seeing what's out there, seeing if there's potential needs to kind of grow the community, stuff like that. So, and like you said, we've been here for 45, I think it's 45 or 46 years this year. So we've been in East Texas for forever. Family owned and operated still. I'm one of the few non-family members. He's been a family friend for years and years and years. So we're here to stay.
We were talking about also, and we need to go with Patrick and see if we could do this, but we would even like to build like you go into some properties and you see the, what do you call it, Jackson, the test home or the
model
home.
homes, yeah.
We'd even do that. We would do that, and just so you could see what you could get. You really could. For a little or nothing, no, it's gonna be something, but for a little bit of money, you can improve what you have drastically. A bunch, you really could. And you can actually build as he gets the lots cleaned up and as new people come in and they get new ones in there. We'll work with everybody, really will. Whether it's regular financing, right, or rent to own, we can do all of it, really can. So we would love to have you visit us. We're on 31. That's just our location in Tyler. We've got 6 other locations.
Yeah.
So we're everywhere. We really are, and we can do and help this community. We could help it. We're really good.
Okay, that completes the commercial part of this presentation. I got some questions. Let's just take last year, how many homes did you build? Homes, not storage units, not garages, not those type of things, but homes. How many homes did you guys?
Total homes for us, we were probably around the 25 to 30 range.
25 to 30 homes, okay. And you can build pier and beam or on a slab?
Correct.
Everybody knows where I live, right?
Mhm.
They built my house.
Oh, fantastic.
They also, full disclosure, they also provided me with the components for me to build my house. Okay, so mine's 1,120 square foot.
Mine's 840 square foot.
So it's very plausible. And they're not the only company. They're just the ones that I happen to know and wanted to start to explore this idea. Right now we have a group called the 903 group, which basically has like 3 floor plans, and they're putting in, I think we need to have some diversity, not just one type of house over and over again. Although I love the fact that we have 3 abandoned houses that are in disarray being torn down. So we're tearing down 3 houses. We're putting up 4. So we're going in the right direction. We're getting rid of the old ones. We're putting in new ones. I saw a need for a company that could come in and rapidly fill these homes. If I end up in 4 months with 27 lots, Brad's only going to buy so many. And we may need to take those lots and improve them ourselves and then sell the property with a house on it and make even more money for the roads. Jackson, we talked a little bit about the partnership. Like if we improved the lot and put the slab down, you guys could build from there up?
So that's something that, why we came out here to kind of figure out what the plans and stuff were, because that's something that we have to run by the actual owner. We don't have the authority to say that. Okay. So that's something, again, we're just trying to figure out the total plan and stuff like that, if it's going to be more of a, we're just working directly with the individual for them to build, basically buy the lot, build it, and work on it, or if we're going to work with you guys as I know it's an HOA.
Well, it's a POA.
POA. And so that's why, again, we're here too, because we want to see how we can help and basically increase this community and grow the community like we've done with other communities.
Okay. Dennis, did you have any question for our guests?
Not at this moment, no.
Yeah, and Randy, probably, I sprung it on you 2 guys. They contacted me earlier today and wanted to come and make a presentation, so I left them to the end.
Well, I'll say this about them, they do a fine job. They built my house to my specifications, well, my wife's specifications.
You guys don't
And they done an excellent job.
You guys don't clear the lots.
No,
Just
ma'am.
build.
No, ma'am. We just built.
Yeah, our thought was that we could improve the lot and then they could build a home and we could divide the money up somehow. And certainly if you wanted to, individual owners wanted to contact you, that'd be absolutely fine. I don't care. They're welcome to contact anybody. So anything else you guys want to add, or do you have, is the folks here, Lionel?
Hypothetically, how much would like 800 square feet if you did that? Just I know this ballpark, what you're looking at. Because I would believe, if I purchase a lot, I would be looking at doing something, reselling it as an investment.
When you say shell, a little bit of utilities,
We can do about 75 to 80% of the finish out work, right? So we can do your electrical, insulation, sheetrock, paneling, flooring, all type of stuff, whether it's regular flooring or if we're going to do it on a concrete slab, stuff like that. We also have our own concrete guys. We're going to do concrete free as well. We just can't do that to clearing like we're talking about. 800 square feet, depending on how much electrical and stuff you're going to do and how many rooms you're going to turn it into, because that's, all over the place. You're probably looking anywhere from about 40 to 60.
40 to 50.
40 to 60,000.
40 is okay.
depending on, the whole thing hinges on how you finish it out.
Exactly.
It really does. The shell itself, I can put you a 16 by 40 shell on your lot for 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Put it again, shells, be sitting there tomorrow, 20 grand. It's a lot of work, putting the plumbing, putting the electrical, the flooring, the paneling, the sheetrock, whatever you're gonna do. It's a lot of work. Putting the walls, putting the bathrooms, I mean, that's where the money is, guys. A shell, you see the shells up there?
16 by 40 in the restriction.
20 grand, come on.
Just long as it's 600 square foot under roof.
16 by 40,
600 square feet on the roof.
16 by 40, 640 square feet though. So we're right over that restriction.
So
Depends on the lot.
there's a wide range, and we would also, if we're building the houses, if it's on our lots, we would have some control over the architectural appearance of them. And we would want to go with an upscale appearance to improve it, not just drop in this and that. Our restrictions also require that the property be completed within a certain amount of time. Exterior appearance. All right, anything else, Jackson or
Real quick on just to kind of add to the 16 by 20, or 16 by 40. When you do put that in your space, the outside's going to be finished, which is what you should find. It needs to look correctly.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying, so we would build it like a normal would be a 412 pitch, which is a small pitch on your house. We could put it with a 612 pitch, which looks like a real home.
Right.
We could put cedar shutters, or we can put window. I mean, we will fix the outside of it up really, really nice. We give you all the time that you need to fix the inside. You can't see the inside, okay, but the outside's done. And that's the biggest part that we do professionally. I mean, like you would not believe. I'm not kidding.
That's what they done in my house.
They've done it. And once that's done, then you can spend all the time you need getting it all fixed up. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's not what you really want to do, but that is what you could do. It really is.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you coming on out
Thank
and giving us a peek at what,
Appreciate it.
dipping our toes in the water. That's what I'm trying to say. Tipping our toes in the, okay, anyway.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Randy and Dennis, is there anything you'd like to add in this open session? Okay. Does anybody else have an issue they'd like to bring up to the board?
No, but I do have one question over
Yes, yes, ma'am.
this idea you have. Let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. You're proposing at some point in time, taking the lots that y'all repossess, or however you want to put that in. Then y'all gonna build a house,
Well, the POA
the POA
POA
gonna build a house.
would
Then
build,
y'all are gonna sell it.
yes.
My question is, where's the money coming from to build a house?
Typically, you would get that, those guys, they would front the money, and then once the house sells, and they get their lot money.
Great question. They front the money. That's why they were invited. We would do the slab work. We would get the lot prepared, make sure the septic, all the approvals, those types of things. But then they come in and they put the house up. And then when it's sold, so we get our portion, they get paid back rinse and repeat. Yeah. We're not gonna be spending a whole lot of money on anything but roads.
Well, that was my question. We can't afford to do the roads now. How are we gonna do it if we're building
No,
houses?
we're focused on roads and some amenities. Let me throw in here real quick that our garden is almost ready. It's springtime and our community garden out there is being put together. And anybody who has an interest in gardening, it's free. Come out and plant some flowers or a tomato plant, or bring your kids and teach them how to garden. Absolutely fine. We'll have water and soil ready for you. And it's just, everything was donated except for the screws, nails, and the labor. So, Dennis, Randy, anything else? Okay, and nothing here? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, folks. I appreciate all your input. Randy, Dennis, you guys are great. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, that's real nice.
Before I bought my phone.